What's good, guys? Jay Daisy here with the Jay Daisy Gaming Channel. This here with our final look at the Division Beta. I say final because I think that the beta will be coming to an end this weekend. If not, it'll be coming sooner rather than later, and I've already reached the level caps. And as far as I can go in the story mode, so I figured this will just be our final wrap up and look at it. To just kind of my final thoughts on it before the release of the full version on March 8th so about 2 weeks out. I don't have a calendar in front of me, to be honest. I should have looked. So not too far away, but far enough. As far as beta goes, let's just speak about that for a second. It's a kind of a question of a lot of people that I know personally are looking away from it because they just don't know what it is. Is it an FPS? Is it a third-person shooter? Is it an role-playing game? Is it open world? What is it? And a good buddy of mine, he says he's just not interested because he doesn't like the concept of it, which is fine. Each gamer should have their own, but in my opinion, it's a open world shooter with third-person shooting built into it. It seems to me that it's mainly, if you just look at the map, it's a massive open world map. I don't know how far. It looks like it will have all the way up here and then down in the actual full game. I don't think it'll be the whole island, but it's quite a bit. So it's definitely open world, and if they fill this in with stuff to do, it almost becomes an RPG. But some people would argue that it just doesn't have enough personality to be an RPG, in the fact of command prompts or like dialogue options. So there is that to consider. I haven't seen anything that was like that. And all the cut screens leading up to this, the character was silent. Kind of like in GTA when you do the missions online, your character just stands there and doesn't say anything. That kind of thing. But it definitely has, it's third-person shooting style. So if you like that, good for you. If you don't, that's your own. I don't think, to my knowledge, they have a way to go FPS, first-person, in this game. But that maybe they will if enough people complain about it, like Rockstar did with Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm not on the development team, unfortunately. As far as the aesthetics of the game go, it is just beautiful. The attention to detail is just mind-boggling. You can tell that this was somebody's baby, or its whole team definitely took their time in it. Some people have been reporting, though, that the beta here is nowhere near what it was supposed to look like like it was at E3. Hello. And everyone knows that Ubisoft kind of has a reputation of making things look better on the betas or on the E3 releases than they do in actual gameplay. I'm not going to say what games. Oh, shucks. But people have been burned before, like yours truly. I pre-ordered Watch Dogs. I got the season pass and everything, and I was more than disappointed. It goes down in my books as one of my worst purchases of my video gaming, which is to say a lot, because there's been quite a few of them. And as far as the city itself, it really brings you in. Jesus Christ. The explosions, like we just heard, the attention to detail in all the cars, the weather. I don't think any of my videos have the weather, but when it starts to snow, you can't see more than a few feet ahead of you, or if it's foggy, you can't see anything. So that really just brings you in, and like I keep saying, the attention to detail, the little things, like my carbine or my sniper rifle being on my back while I'm holding my LMG, my actual 1911 in my holster instead of just a random pistol. Those little things really have the trick to bring you in. Another thing that I like to point out, since we were just talking about guns, is these are all real guns, and that might seem like a very little thing to most people, but to me that's a big thing. The fact that I have on my back, bloop, this is an LMG, I forget the makers of, but here we have an M5 or MP5. We have a 870 Express, which I've shot, the Scar, which I've always wanted. These are all guns that exist out in the real world. So the fact that they're in this game, I think, just brings a little more immersion to it, because you can go, oh, I'm holding this gun I've always wanted. I'm playing with the gun I've always wanted. This is awesome. Like a 1911 is on my hips. 1911 is one of my favorite semi-auto pistols in the world, and if it wasn't so gosh darn expensive for a real one, I'd have one right now. So that's a good thing. As far as the cons go for the beta itself, you know, I reached the level cap in what I had it for 20 minutes, and that dog's just taking a shit in the middle of the street. All right, so you know, but that's what's to be expected of a beta. It's not a full game, obviously. That's why it's beta. But it definitely did its job of getting me hyped for the full release and considering pre-ordering. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but it definitely has me considered. If Ubisoft were to give me a free copy, oh, I'd be head over heels and I'd be back on the... Oh, hopefully this guy doesn't attack me. I would be back on the Ubisoft's team, which, will that happen? Probably not. Would it be awesome? Yeah. Anywho, so here we are in the Dark Zone, and this is the PvP, PvE area if you don't know, but in my opinion, I've never been a big PvP person. It makes me very angry. You know, when you're supposed to be trusting someone and they just shoot you in the back of the head. I don't like that. And a lot of people don't like the rogue situation in this game as it sits right now. Which, if you don't know, the rogue is if I were to player kill, I get marked as rogue. And if you see up in the left-hand corner there on the minimap, there's kind of the predator little mask that just disappeared. The skull and the skull. That is somebody that's gone rogue. So if you go rogue, you're obviously marked, and you know, everyone can just see you right away. This guy is just following me and I don't like it.
The contaminated area.
And a lot of people don't like that it's like on a timer and stuff, and I don't know. Some people are saying that they wish you stayed, because if you get shot in this, you just respawn at the local, like that door we came in here, where there's a few safe houses scattered across. You just come back in. And if you were rogue and you kill someone, take all their gear, you know, you're marked as rogue, but the second you get killed, that resets. And if you come back and just keep player killing and you shoot them on sight because they stole all your stuff the last time, they're not marked as rogue, but you get marked as rogue because you just killed a random civilian. So, I mean, you know, that has to be considered. And if you kill, I think it's 5 people in a row as a rogue, you get marked as a we're not going to go that way, as a manhunt, which means that everyone will just come after you. You're shown on the minimap. It's pretty much trying to get you out of the thing. So some people like it, some people don't. In my own personal opinion, I will say this is the first ever time in PvP I've been really committed, and because if you don't know, when you get gear here, this is where all the best gear is and everything. And you have to take it to those extraction zones, like where that little arrow is right there. That's an extraction zone. Because it's contaminated, obviously, because this is where the biochemical went off. Everything in here is contaminated. So you have to bring your loot to that extraction zone, put it on the helicopter, and then send it away. 2 things about that. One, it's a nice mechanic. I like the idea that you can't just run out of here. In the same breath, it's really annoying. Because here we are at one of the extraction zones, and people will just camp here and just take you out when you go to get your loot away. Because, I mean, if you have 8 people coming here, you can only fit 4 on the ladder out for packages. So if more than 4 people are here to take their stuff out, it's not getting out. And that's normally when tensions are high, and I mean, everyone's just pointing at each other, and oh, it can get pretty hectic. That's where a lot of the PvP I've seen happens, is right there at the extraction zones. But it's a nice mechanic. I really like it. Every time I died, I was compelled to go back and get my stuff. It might have been a stupid leather jacket, but I liked it. I wanted to go get it. The fact that that guy killed me, I had to go back and get my loot, even if it was something stupid. So, I mean, if it can bring me in like that, it's, you know, worth mentioning. But some people really don't like it, and, you know, like I keep saying in all video games, to each their own. I mean, it's to your liking is how the video game will proceed. If you like something, you'll stand by it. If you don't like it, it'll be the worst game you've ever played. I really like this game, and like I keep saying, I'm on the fence about, you know, buying it right out for $60, and but, you know, it's just one of them things where, is it going to be worth my money? I mean, have I played this beta a lot this weekend? Yeah, I've played the beta a lot this weekend. Is the full game going to be like the beta? I don't know. I can't answer those questions. If I were to get like a press copy of the game or something, I think I would play it a lot more than if I were to go out and buy it. You know, as I'm saying that, it sounds I kind of contradict myself, because in the same breath, if I were to buy a $60 game, I'd be playing it. But if I bought a $60 game, I would be criticizing it a lot more, because everything would have to live up to that expectations of $60. Where if you were given a press copy or something like this, I feel like you can enjoy the game a lot more, because you're not out anything if it does turn out crappy, or it means a whole lot more to you if it meets your expectations for a $60 game. It just blows you out of the water, and I hope Ubisoft delivers on that. Hey, and Ubisoft, if you're out there, J Days of Gaming is always open for press release or press passes to the game. Just saying. Got to pander for the channel a little bit. But as far as the beta goes, it was fun. I loved it. I absolutely enjoyed playing it. As far as the full-length game, you know, it's going to be... I'm going to have to just kind of sit and sleep on it for a little bit before I decide, yeah, I'm going to pop on this or what have you. So that's just... And things to keep in consideration if you are in the same boat as I am and thinking about it, are things I've said before. It's beautiful. It's immersive. Downfall, you're kind of rolling the dice with Ubisoft, but, you know, I hope they learn from their Watch Dogs fiasco, and you know, they're listening to their crowd, and it sure seems like they are. It seems like they're listening a lot more to their crowd, so I hope that that goes into consideration. So, you know, take those all into consideration, wrap them all up, and I'm not going to tell you, yes, you should go out and buy this. No, you should go out and buy this. Shouldn't go out and buy this. But should you consider it? I would at the very least consider it. If it's financially, you know, okay, I would say at least consider it. But, you know, that's your own personal opinion. I don't know. What do you think? Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the box, as always. And as always, I'm Jay Daisy here with the Jay Daisy Gaming Channel. And have a great one.